Tim,
Hello.
welcome. Fulk it.
Hey.
This is our first episode with another person talking to me. How does it feel to be number one?
Glad to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah, got
We're
the whole
here.
camera set up.
Yeah, I'm rocking. I moved inside because it's so hot in Florida, and I am swaying. I might get seasick. I don't know how to turn this thing off. What's up with you? How's everything out west?
Yeah, so I'm in Pacific Northwest. It's hot. It's hot outside. Not going out much, just staying in. I watched the the documentary on the poop cruise. I recommend you to watch it. Did you watch that?
No, I did not. What's it on? Netflix?
Yeah,
Pook.
it's a it's a carnival cruise where the power went out
Ugh.
in the middle of so that they tell everyone to poop in a bag for like 2 days.
I am not watching this. That's ridiculous. No way. So was it
And then
like,
they had an open bar toward the end. So
oh, this is terrible. This is an absolute nightmare. Was it out of the North Pacific Northwest? Where'd they cruise from? Was it Florida? You know?
I think so. I think they were in the Caribbeans.
Yeah.
They got stuck in the. It's amazing documentary.
No
It
thanks.
says
I watched something good recently though. Did I tell you about it?
was that which one?
Well, I just started a good one, Murderbot. I'll save that for later. That's on Apple. I think. Yeah, Murderbot's pretty.
I like that guy. That guy's been working.
I know. Wasn't he in that sh vampire show a long time ago we watched on
That was
HBO?
the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was when we worked together, right? People
I think
probably
so. Yeah,
people probably don't
that
know.
was a long time. If not, we were talking about it.
Yeah,
Maybe you were already moved on. I don't remember, but yeah, he was in some like hit shows. Yeah,
he's good. He's been a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I don't remember though. The only one I actually can remember is True Blood because he was the star of that show, if you ask me. The girl was super annoying. Remember her? What's her name?
yeah.
Yeah, she was like Sookie Stackhouse.
Sucky.
Nobody watched for Sookie. She was annoying. That dude, what like he's a tall Viking guy or whatever.
Tall Viking. Yeah, he did a movie where he became a Viking.
Really?
It's amazing. You should watch it. He was the Viking.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's good. I don't remember when that came out. Was True Blood like 2000-ish? It had to be either when we were working together at Lockheed or at right after I left and we were still doing poker tournaments, like poker games, poker nights.
It was so long ago, like they don't even talk about that series anymore. You
I know.
know, it's like probably a decade before Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Remember how bad I used to beat you at poker back then?
I don't remember none of that.
I mean, I used to beat you so bad that you went off and played like 10,000 hours of poker online and read books to try to beat me.
Yeah, that was a time when you just gotta try to find something to do besides those the government work we did. You know,
Uh,
was yeah, I always tell people they don't believe me how we would go to work on Monday and then just talk straight up, just talk till lunch, and
I
then
know,
we're like,
right?
oh, let's get some wings, and then it's like 5 o'clock. We'll go, okay, yeah, time to clock out.
Yeah, it wasn't until after I left there. So, like, there were a couple of projects that I was on. Actually, after I left there, at the next company, it was similar because it was research and research moves at its own pace. But I did find other projects later on, like my last company, where I was crazy busy. And I used to look back and think about sitting at our old job, and Troy would be like looking at the baseball scores, and we would remember, you could fix a bug, and like it would be 6 weeks before the person even could see your fix. Like, it would take forever. Um, I mean, it was stable. It was stable, but wow. I mean, there were some bug fixes.
Yeah.
Like now, you would just push that thing like that night, push and check in early and often. Back then, it was like 6 weeks. Had to go through 3 rounds of testing, and whole test team would took up a giant
Maybe I
room.
was like, maybe I was young, but like there was like no pressure to do anything. It was just you do it, and I don't even like thinking back, like what were the status meetings? Just talk about what you did. That's it. Not like, hey, we need this done by this date, and if not, then this will happen. We just kind of like, okay.
Yeah,
But maybe because I was so junior then that it didn't, all that stuff kind of, you know, went over my head.
yeah. I think it was a little bit of both, right? Because we were protected. Like our managers back then covered. Like they were the ones who had to do the contracts. They were the one talk to the customers and
Yeah.
sold them off. But we were also in an environment that was very strict, like process workflow oriented. And it seems like the whole industry moved away. They went to like Silicon Valley world, move fast, break things, which, like, I don't know. You can do move fast, break things, don't get me wrong. But in some ways, it's harder to do. Like, if you do move fast and break stuff, you have to be able to test, like, you have to have built-in tests so that you know what you broke and you log it so that, like, you don't want to move fast, break things, and then move fast again and break things, and then move fast again and break things, and then move fast again and break things. You're not learning anything. You got to learn. So, like, the groundwork that you have to put in to like capture what went wrong, like for example, if you blow up a rocket, you've got to know why the rocket blew up because it was a big deal that that stupid thing blew up. It cost a ton of money. You can't just say, well, it was one little problem. I'll blow up another one, 6 months later and get to the second little problem because there might be 30 little problems that caused the rocket to blow up. So I don't, I've seen the industry, we've both seen the industry go from like back then, it was very process oriented, capability maturity model, get your stuff out slow, waterfall, gradually build up requirements. To now, it's like, let's vibe code. That should be good enough. I don't like it. Like there's a happy middle, like everything. There's a happy middle. And I don't know. There's an art to it all. Like development is an art. There are people who are good at it and they flex. They go both ways.
I just remember that it was a good group we worked with. Yeah. Like looking back, that was like just a bunch of people kind of, I still remember all of them, like Ted, Becky,
I know.
you know,
So,
like we just kind of sit in that little room and, you know, there's
you
it's
mean
not as, yeah.
yeah, that little room that had asbestos in the wall. And after I used to get those bad bronchitis infections, and then after I left, everybody like they found the asbestos and had to like evac the whole hall. Is that?
Yeah, we still had to go back to work there.
But they took the
I think
asbestos out at least, right?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah,
I knew something was wrong with that place. Like I was kept getting bronchitis like over and over and over again. I knew something was wrong. I was highly tuned athlete back in those days. And, and I was like, something is wrong. This I'm getting bronchitis every day. No windows, like that's what I remember the most. There were no windows. You just go in, you lock yourself into this room, and you don't even know if it's light outside. And they put asbestos in there. It's just for fun.
and,
Good
but I never left the building, and there's no light outside though. That's for sure. That's that's like the worst feeling. You come out of a building, and it's like
dark.
your car is like the only car in the parking lot, and it's like,
Yep. We put in a lot of hours back then. It was a lot of junk that you had to go through for that kind of work. Now they're just ripping it all down. Like, hey, just let's just rip it to the ground, burn it, light it on fire. I'm like, oh man, you guys did not put in your time. Like, it seems like you're coming in there and declaring it dead and firing everybody. And we put
oh
in.
wait, what are you talking about now? What are
I'm
you
just talking
talking
about
about?
government work that we used to do. Like, it was hard work going in, not seeing the light of day and sitting
Yeah.
around. Like, there were boring times, but other projects were not boring all the time. And like, how much of our life did we give to that room? Boring. Looking at a wall with asbestos in it. Didn't see the light of day. Talking about Reddit. Like, at least we had Reddit back then. And Dig.
No, we didn't have Reddit.
Yeah,
Reddit hasn't come out yet.
we had Dig. That's it. Like, we had
Yeah,
Dig. Man.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
now we're both in the same boat, though. Like,
yes.
fast forward 20 years,
Yeah,
and we're looking for jobs, and the tech industry is burning to the ground with
yeah.
people who want to blow up rockets and snort drugs off of strippers.
Yeah, the tech so 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 I'm not just looking at tech.
Smart.
Uh, because I think the tech, if you're doing tech and tech, it could be even worse than what I'm doing, which is just business in tech and maybe business in other industries. But I've heard people like so there's like I think in tech is also there's like a sense of urgency of finding a new job. And I think me and you we talked a little bit before that like you're not feeling that type of pressure. And I was talking to you. I was like, okay, I'm not feeling that pressure too, but is that something wrong I'm feeling? Should I feel the pressure where everyone else is feeling? Like everyone else is I log into LinkedIn. All I'm hearing is people talking about layoffs. That's all that's consumed in my feed. And I was like, yeah, first I don't want to see anything about layoffs because it doesn't help me. Like, so they need to fix the algorithm to not show me some like funny cat videos or something, like don't just give me some like bad news about, oh, this so and so laid off 1,000, this laid off, like it's killing my vibe, right?
Yeah.
And second, it's there's so many tech people that don't have green cards, and they are whenever they get laid off, they just it's like it's almost an existential issue with them.
How much time do they
Where
have? Like, once they get laid off?
60 days.
Oof.
See,
Yeah.
you can't even go through an interview in 30 days,
And
you know?
and then something I notice is a lot of fake postings. Not that they're fake, but it's like I think companies just keep certain jobs that are generic out there to see how many resumes they get. And of the few people I know who were hiring, they were like, "Oh, we got 250 resumes for this position. I'm like, wow, that's highly competitive. But then I'll see a number like LinkedIn is kind of bad. I don't really. I feel like a good job would be to get venture capital funding and rebuild LinkedIn from the ground up for a lot of reasons. But I see my algorithm is a lot of people who left at the same time as me, we share job openings. So if you know people who are actually hiring, that's a good in. But if I just see it on their LinkedIn premium job listing, I mean, I've only had two respond out of 10 because I think eight of them weren't even real postings. And the two that responded, they were like, well, at least they were real. One of them told me that was actually in Texas and not in Florida. And I was like, well, that rules me out. Um, but yeah, it's like LinkedIn has got a lot of issues. I haven't had a lot of luck other than staying connected, right? Like I connect with people, so in the off chance that, somebody has a posting that's real, like you show up as connected or second connection away. And that's useful, like finding a job is a lot about just knowing somebody so you can vouch for you.
Yeah, like that was the thing. When I first started looking for a job, they're like, oh, like a high percentage of jobs come from referrals, you know? I'm like, shit, I only got like three friends. Like I don't know. I don't talk to nobody. I talk to you more than I talk to anybody in text. And I'm like, who can I actually reach out to even find a job? But once you get it going, I actually find out that I do have a few friends that kind of understand what I'm going through, and they're kind of referring me. I met this guy, and
Yeah.
I met this guy. He turned out to be a VP of some huge software company, and yeah, after that, I was like, oh hey, I got laid off, and he was like really eager to help. So.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of interesting. Like sometimes like you envision like you don't have a lot of friends, but maybe just from talking you realize like oh like you do have friends that can help.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm counting on the most because there it's hard to explain why I don't feel pressure. Like like I think I get where you're coming from in terms of connecting and making friends and looking for work um versus other people who have to find something in 60 days. Like there's a difference because especially as you get older, like I'm thinking of this as like a second career. Like I've got 15 more years I've got to finish out. So that I can do it. I don't have to be in tech. I can pivot. I can look around. I can see which industry or which sector is getting money. But we're in a crazy environment. Like there's two major disruptors in tech in general. One is the US government, the current administration. They are buck wild. And they've definitely lined themselves up with Silicon Valley, like the big companies, right? Like Zuckerberg, Facebook, Palantir, this guy, Peter Thiel. Those people who are big companies have paid the, I call it the bribe, right? Like there's a price of entry for government contracts now. And the tech sector realized, hey, one way we can expand is to go into government. We got 10 more minutes. That was that thing. So Silicon Valley at the same time has rolled out these garbage Gen AI tools. And I call them garbage because there's very little utility for how much they cost. And the only thing that economically makes sense to me is for them to be producing these tools is they're thinking of replacing more workers. So we have this disruptive government that's blowing up, traditional government contracts and trying to reward Silicon Valley big tech that will pay the bribe to get in to get the contracts. And what they're promising is they're going to fire people with AI tools. So this is two major disruptors. Um, and my opinion, I know we talked a little bit about AI. We might have to do part two next week on the Gen AI stuff, but they're wrong. They suck. The AI thing is another housing bubble. It's another pets.com internet bubble. Like the technology is does what it does. Like there's some people that find utility in it, right? But it's not going to replace people. It doesn't reason. It doesn't have any intelligence. It's pure marketing in that sense. Like it's marketing that they can use it to do anything that a person can do. Like they can't replace coders with these things. It's ridiculous. So it's like a money grab. They're telling and promising people they can, and they're going to cash out at the last second, the same way the housing bubble when it popped. So I feel like this is obvious. Like to me, I've done enough with these tools, building them, putting them in analytic systems. Like I've built this stuff from the ground up. I've taught a bunch of people in my old job. I taught the private companies how to do it. They don't work. They're lying. It's gonna fail. And when it does, they're gonna need us to fix it again. Like they're promising they're gonna fire people and they're gonna cut them and cut and cut, cash out, take the bonus money. But a year from now, they're gonna be rehiring everybody, and I'm charging double. I might charge triple in some cases just for pain and suffering alone. Like maybe I take a short-term job now with that, I'll work here for a year or two or three or something. But there is going to come a time when these Silicon Valley tech titans who have overpromised and under-delivered on Gen AI prematurely fired us. They're going to realize that the tools suck. Nobody likes it really enough to pay the price that it's going to cost to keep it going. Like, so that's my take. That's why I don't feel super pressure. I can find another job, but they're going to come
I mean,
back for us.
if we think about the dot com, right? I mean, we have a couple more minutes, but if we think about the dot com, yes, the dot com bubble burst, but the
The ideas were good, right?
the technology continued, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
do you think there's a possibility where, yes, like it's kind of like same thing with all new technologies, such as when Tesla made an automated car that's a self-driving car, and then we were thinking, okay, by year 5 years from now, we're not going to be able to, we're not going to need to drive because all the car will be automated. Like we quickly make these leaps that okay, if this AI can help fix my grammar, then at 5 years from now, this AI will be able to do exactly what I do. Like because we tend to have these leap of advancements, and you're right. Like I don't think the even the tech the way they like the algorithm of AI, even if you put in more time, more resources, this type of approach is not going to lead into someone who is smart, who can replace a traditional coder to do work, right? Because talking to the AI is a language in itself, and you can even debug AI, right? Like let's say you ask this AI to be like, oh, help me write this website. And I'm like, sure, we'll write a website. How do you freaking debug it? You cannot ask the AI to be like, okay, at what point, which part did you put this GUI, uh, you know, function in there that doesn't do anything? And there's no step in, step out. It's not line by line where you can fix, right? You just kind of, okay, what is the right way to ask AI to to create something? And I need to learn how to talk to this thing, right?
I saw a guy, speaking of this example, I saw a guy, well, won't tell you where I saw this, but gave a presentation and he said, I spent all weekend. I started on like a Thursday. I worked all through the weekend, and on by Monday, I had a simple website. And he shows this simple website. He's like, I'm not a programmer at all. And the simple website was like one web page with a column
It's
on
like
the
a
left.
GeoCity.
It was, and it had one button. You pushed the button, and it did like an update to the page or something. It wasn't even doing like an remote procedure call or WebSocket or nothing. It was a one button web page with things on the left, and he was so proud. He's looking at me like, I just think this is amazing. All I did was interact with this tool all over the weekend, and I was like, if you know what you're doing, this level of web page takes a day. If you have done it before, it takes 4 hours. If you are somebody who's brand new, I could give you a tutorial and maybe it lasts a week. Maybe brand new person, I give you a week tutorial, 8 hours a day. But by the end, you would understand what you did and you could update it to fix it. Right now, like you said, if something breaks, you can't ask it how to fix it. Like you just and you don't know how it works under the hood. You just have a web page with a giant button. And it's sort of a simple example, but the tools are bullshit generators. Like, this is the way I think about it. Sometimes bullshitters are useful, right?
Yeah.
You spent hundreds of billions of dollars fine-tuning a statistical language model that says, what is the next most likely word given this input string? Like, and you can type your stuff, but there's also like behind the scenes Chat GPT, and they're building their own instructions for Chat GPT, and you're just adding some extra words. And then
Yeah.
yeah, that's all the output is. It's the next most likely set of tokens. There is no reasoning, there's no thinking, there's no context, there's no understanding of anything at all. It's just words. It's word salad.
I think if you truly understand that, right, there could, if you know that's the limitation, there could be some benefits to it. Like for instance, for me, like I am a constant overthinker. I overthink things. Oh, should I do this? Should I not? Oh, if I did this, this person would think like this, right? And then because of this overthinking, I just become inactive. Like, and I won't able to move. And sometimes AI does help to give me a little push. Like, I'll ask AI, like, hey, should I do this? And AI is like, yes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna overthink things anymore. I'll just do it because you say so, AI.
It's like a magic
And
eight ball, right? Like ask the magic eight ball. Should I? Yes. And then okay,
yeah,
all right, magic eight ball. Thank
okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, it's like that. But Magic Eight Ball is too simple. This Magic Eight Ball is some crazy that I believe that okay, it's giving me good advice, you know. So yeah, there's some self improvement thing, but yeah, like in order can it replace customer service? Even not even Amazon customer service, you know, like so
you. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk more on it.
Yeah.